So we've also recently hired behavior specialists in like Owensboro, Madisonville. So we're slowly expanding. But as far as behavior supports, there's a lot of different agencies that interpret how to provide behavior supports, and I'll just kind of give you our interpretation. We generally get about 4 to 6 hours a week with our participants. We serve all ages, so we provide under Michelle P. waiver, but we also provide under the SCL waiver, which means that the individual is receiving residential treatment. So we serve, I think usually as young as 3, and Dr. Nasali beat me. My oldest has been 69, so any age, usually about 4 to 6 hours a week, and we interpret that to be kind of indirect behavior support. So our main goal is not for your child to behave well with us for 4 to 6 hours a week. We really want to provide training to the caregivers, the teachers, the therapists, other therapists that are working with your child. I just left an OT appointment on my way over here. So working with everybody that works with your child or an adult, if you have a special needs adult, living with you. So we work with those adults that work with the special needs individual to better assist with behaviors. So we're definitely looking at what's happening before the behavior and what's happening right after the behavior, and trying to kind of manipulate those things so that we can, one, improve challenging behaviors and also address skill deficits as well. So one thing we hope to offer in the fall are social skills groups for various ages. We're already doing that in Bowling Green, and that's going really well. It's not something we've been able to offer here. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to find CLIK, but we don't have an office. Because we are providing our services to your children in the home, in the school, in the community, we don't really have a need for an office right now because
Where are your offices located?
Our only office is located in Bowling Green.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. One office. And that's where we keep all of our paperwork. So. We really don't have clients come to us. We're really in the environment wherever your child is. We'll try to get there. We'll try to get access to that. One of the difficulties we've had is getting into certain school systems. Some school systems are great, and some school systems we just have to work a little bit harder at that relationship, and we totally get that. We know
nicely put.
So you're totally connected to the agency.
Yeah.
It was very delicate.
Well, we just, we get where schools.
You need to make that connection
Absolutely.
with Michelle Antle.
Okay, Michelle, I'll get that.
Michelle
name.
Antle is
Okay.
the
Right.
trainer for all of Western Kentucky for
Yeah.
KTC.
Usually once we can get in the room with an administrator and really kind of calm some of their fears that we're not coming in to take over a classroom. Sometimes the situation is that behaviors are going really well at school, and we want to see what their secret is. What's going so well here that we can take home. Sometimes we're just generalizing skills across environments. I've had a lot of families say, well, my child doesn't have any tantrums or aggression, but we may work on increasing variety and texture of foods. It's whatever it is, we claim it under behavior because there's a lot of behavior modification strategies that can improve skills, improve those types of behaviors, especially communication. We definitely, anytime I hear about a nonverbal child, I'm like, oh, I get them behavior supports. They definitely need some work on communication, that type of stuff. I'm probably skipping over a lot of things. Let's see. Michelle P. waiver we currently provide under. In the fall, we will be able to provide under private insurances. We're also hoping that the new ruling for ABA to be recognized as a required Medicaid service, or hoping that families can access that through EPSDT. We're not sure what that's going to look like. If anybody knows, it's a brand new thing, so we're trying to look into that. We can currently provide under Medicaid, the various insurances under Medicaid, WellCare, CareWise in Bowling Green. We can't do that here yet, but in November we're going to start providing that service. Let's see, here's Stephanie. She's one of our behavior specialists. Our behavior specialists have come from various backgrounds, mostly myself. I have a master's in clinical psychology, so that's my background. We definitely have behavior analysts as well, but that tends to be mostly what we hire is that psychology and behavior analyst
Do you guys do
professional.
a
don't. We have looked into sending a couple people to training. We have several professionals that can diagnose, but as far as providing the ADOS, which obviously is the standard, for autism screening.
We'll talk about that.
Well, he may disagree.
Around here somewhere?
Yes. Around here.
But no, we don't currently have anybody that provides that.
Is there a start date for that EBSCT services under the,
I
or is
don't,
it open, we don't know yet?
We don't
It
know
still, it still is under discussion at the state level. It's supposed to happen, but there's a lot of different types of regulations that sort of need to be looked at with regard to that. So, just stay tuned.
so one thing I kind of skipped over is how our services typically work, like a timeline, and I'll hurry up because I'm probably taking up more than my share time.
You've been 6 minutes.
Oh, okay, I'm Thank you, it's very exact.
Sherry's our resident gatekeeper.
We provide a long-term service, so I still have the first client that I ever took with CLIK, still work with that family. Once we typically address the challenging behaviors first, and then we want to move into those skill deficits and work on independent living, depending on the age of the individual that we're talking about. We always start with a functional behavior assessment, which we tend to take more time on, which can sometimes be frustrating for parents, but we take a lot of time to complete a functional behavior assessment because we base all of our treatment and all of our behavior plans on the assumption that we have correctly identified the function of a challenging behavior. So we do a functional behavior assessment first where we try to figure out what is going on here, what's happening right before the behavior, what's maintaining it, and we will educate the family during this process about behavior modification, functional assessments, collecting data. You would collect a lot of data for us. We put people to work. And then we'll develop a behavior support plan, and then we train everybody on that, and then we update those things as needed. Other things that we do, develop visual supports, social stories, visual schedules, that's a pretty good gist of what we offer. Like I said, we do go into the schools if it's permitted and do observation, and that's a relationship that we always try to, we approach it differently with every school and every case.
So if you go into a school, do you have a person that's in there all the time with the child that needs a?
We don't provide a direct service. So if we're going into the school, we're going in kind of in a consultative approach, like, hey teacher, how behavior's been going? What have you been seeing? When are the difficult times? When would be a good time for me to observe? And then we'll give them feedback, give them recommendations, or we may ask them to collect data for us. I know one of the things I currently work on at school is like a toileting routine. So just a wide variety of services, but we don't provide a direct service to the child. We don't go and, I'm taking over for Susie, teacher, go, help the other kids. Now we might model some strategies for the teacher. We may step in and say, this is how I might try it. Now let me see you try it. And then they, would step in. That's when we're really doing direct, is if we're modeling for someone else, because again, our goal is not for the child to behave well for us or perform a skill for us. We really want, if we are working on a new skill, we quickly want to transfer that to someone else because we only get 4 hours a week. And that is such a small amount of your child's time. And something that you said triggered another thought. Not a direct, I don't know. But, I don't remember.
Gets the rest of us.
Yeah. Something about a direct service, but.
Is it the service that I heard they still have the service and it's not called a shadow and it's not called, I cannot remember the 2 words that they call it, but it is where someone goes with your child and they won't offer it to you and they won't tell you they have it, but.
Like in schools?
Yes.
Like an aid or?
Well, they don't call it an aid, I
Okay.
forget what the name of it
Collaborative
is.
teacher?
A what?
Collaborative teacher?
It may be that, but that person goes
I
with
love
that
that.
child all day.
You have to give the secret password.
That
Today.
Yeah.
It's a personal teacher's aid.
But this person stays particularly with your child and goes through class. They shadow your child all day.
Yeah.
But these
What do they
schools
call
will
that?
not they act like that, and they never heard of that, they don't offer that.
That's a topic for another night.
Yeah, it's a loaded statement.
We'll have Michelle come one time and speak here if she hasn't spoke from the Kentucky Autism Training Center. She
Dr.
would-
Burns, we need them to come west of Murray.
Yes.
I've been to a meeting with KATC, and I think the furthest west they come is Murray. I don't know that they've been able to
How
partner
far
with
is
any
Murray
other
from
county.
here?
45 minutes.
45 minutes or so?
That's
Okay,
right.
so there's never been, so Michelle has never been over here?
I know Sheridan Gentry, she's let me know that they have not had success in contracting with any schools west of Murray to allow KATC to come in and do their trainings and
Okay.
things, but it's something that's so neat here, and
Okay.
we would love your insight or any kind
Yeah,
of word you
no,
wanna.
I will make that happen.
Okay.
He's a man of his word.
KTC is part of my center, so
Okay, great.
I actually have very direct influence over them.
And we need you in some of the schools.
We have-
They don't say that won't happen either.
Yeah, well, we have some good relationships with some of the schools around here, and then, some we just really approach on a case-by-case basis, they'll let us in, you know, just depending on, unfortunately, on how much the parent will, you know, stand in their office and stomp, and, yeah, unfortunately. But there are a lot of schools that we definitely, you know, are very open, and we've always found that the teachers are really willing to consult and want assistance. It's really the administration. But again, I'm not here to badmouth schools. I understand that they've probably had some really bad experiences with, you know, with outside therapists coming in and maybe breaching confidentiality. So I get that. I do.
And they
I
have their own
understand.
therapists and stuff. I
Yes,
mean,
so I get it, I do. We just try to come to some kind of agreement. You know, usually if the schools won't allow us in, they're more than willing to arrange time for their teachers to meet with us. That, you know, we always get some level of cooperation. So, because I mean, it's just about getting everybody on the same page. You know, with behavior, you can't just, you know, it's gotta be throughout, it's gotta be consistent across environments. Yes?
Did you say you have to have a Michelle P. waiver in this area to get insurance?
Currently, you have to have Michelle P. waiver. In the fall, we'll be able to accept insurance, and then we're also looking into ABA under EPSDT.
Can you tell us what that stands for?
So.
What acronym we-
Early
It is-
prevention.
Oh gosh, you put me on the
Maybe
spot.
Dr. Burns.
Early,
No, I don't know.
EPS.
Is it the
Early prevention,
Early prevention?
early
Okay.
something,
I just know the abbreviation.
Okay.
EPSDT. I don't remember. EPSDT. It's what most people access their OT and speech, PT. Most of those are accessed through EPSDT. Right?
Early periodic screening, diagnosis, and treatment.
That's what it was.
That's what I said.